Okay guys, welcome to Clunkers and Classics. Yeah, she's loud. It's all that Flowmaster, loudest Flowmaster you can get, I think, and no tailpipe. Okay, so this video, we're going to wrap up this El Camino and put it up for sale, see what happens. I got a whole laundry list, a lot of stuff I'm probably not going to do, but it's on the list. I mentioned this radio a dozen times, but a few people commented, oh, just get a radio that fits in there. Yeah, where? I just looked on eBay. You know what they want for a factory radio with a 8-track? $1,500. Some on there for 12. You might go down there, down the list, and there's some for 300 or 400, 500. Some of them were older, like the 60s model, just AM, a couple of AM, FM. You know what? Why would I want to put one of them in there anyway? Just to fill these two holes? And I don't want to cut the dash out in case whoever buys this wants it original, and they're willing to spend $1,500 because they want their 8-track in there like when they were in high school, blasting Pink Floyd. So I don't want to cut this out to fit in a modern stereo. Okay, that's why we're going to just stick one down here. If they don't like that, they can take that out. But we're gonna get the gauges hopefully within this video, and we're gonna hook up 3 gauges and a stereo right in here. So what I have, I thought I was out of aftermarket stereos or good ones. I went in the other mobile home shed. So I have this one. This one here, it opens up and it's a CD player. Okay, that's a Sony. I got a couple more, but some of them you can't read anything on them, so I'm not going to use them. We're going to see if we can get this one working, or this one. This one's a Panasonic. Same thing, opens up CD player in there. And just build a little cheap wooden console, mini console up there to fit the gauges and a stereo. And then hook up 2 speakers in the rear, and that's it. Whoever buys it can just take that out very easily and do whatever they want to do. And in case it doesn't sell and I want to drive it, at least I got a stereo, right? Because I don't really like driving without hearing the radio. We got an excellent old 80s metal station here. It's been here for years, and it's just perfect. Put that on there, you got all the songs you like on it. So that's why I got to have a radio around here. Turn on the radio, your favorite song is going to be the next song played type thing. Okay, so that's the plan. Get a radio and some speakers in there. Don't have to sell it, but I want it just in case. And it's all free. It's all free stuff. I think I got some more wood over there. I can build a little thing. Just, you know, a couple hours worth of labor. Okay, so the main thing, we're trying to make this dependable. Because, you know, they like that. You know, I sold the step side a little while ago, but I had a guy from California. Oh, will it make it? Well, who knows? Drive halfway across the country, you know, is any car going to make it? Is a new car going to make it? You don't know. You know. So I got to expect people, and I think when I offered this for $5,000 months and months ago, I had about 3 people wanting it. They were going to fly in from here and there and drive it back. Well, no, none of them ever came through with it. It's $7,000 now. It's probably, when I get done with it here, I don't know if I'm going to buff it all again and everything. And then we're going to take it for a test drive. I've never even driven it other than around the lot. So, around my property. So we're going to take it down the road, hopefully not get stopped, see how it does, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour, make sure the front end's okay, If not, we're gonna have to, you know, do some more work to it. But for now, what I know is wrong is the front U-joint. Bought this, didn't have a drive shaft in it. Got one from a junkyard. Don't know what it came out of, just up on a rack sitting out there rusty. I do believe it's a GM, and it has the newer U-joints that are with that blue plastic there instead of clips. The back one wasn't too hard to take off. Well, it was hard, but I mean, you're supposed to use regular torches and heat that son of a gun up and melt all that crap out of there. Now I do got a little propane torch. So I did the rear U-joint because it was different to fit. Well, it was all rusty and the caps were missing anyway. But I needed a different type of U-joint that I got from Napa. You know, one end's bigger than the other type thing. So we got that hooked in there, and I didn't think about the front U-joint really very much. Got it all in there, and then noticed the front U-joint has a little bit of play in it. So sure enough, when you put it in gear, it clicks. And it's gonna be a problem down the road. It's gonna blow. So, you know, what's a U-joint? 15, 20 bucks. Problem is, I wrote it down what U-joint I needed. The one I got for the back, or whatever it was. I wrote it down. So I get my specialty U-joints at Napa. Regular U-joints that fit at AutoZone. And so I have a couple of pieces of paper on this, and one of them I had the Napa U-joint, and another piece, stuff to do the alky, I had the AutoZone. So I don't know which ones. So we're going to take it out. We're going to really battle with that front U-joint to get it out of there. And that's what I'll do. I'll just take it out, and then we'll bring that down to both places, AutoZone or Napa, and get the right one, put that in, then put it back in. Okay, so it should be just about perfect. I did all the rear brakes on this. They were frozen up, rusted up, seized. I didn't realize I spent 200 and something bucks on them rear brakes. I'll do drums and shoes and brake cylinders and all that stuff. But I never did bleed the rear brakes. Brakes work okay, but we're gonna have to bleed the rear brakes because I know there's air in them. The stereo I mentioned. Other stuff I got written down are like this classic emblem here. They're $75, $77 for the pair. And I know what it looks like because half of one's here. It's just classic. Do I need them? No, but I just got it written down. So I got that written down. Probably not going to do anything. Found this El Camino here. Looks good, but there's a hole there. And what it is there's a bar coming off here with a Chevrolet emblem there. So that's broken off. I think that's 65 bucks. Got it written down, probably not going to get it. Okay, it's actually almost, it's just about ready, you know. Am I going to buff it again? I might. I'll probably have to get a new wool buffing pad to buff it out. But I don't mind doing it if it's going to sell, but if it's not and it's going to end up like this in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, I don't even want to do it. I don't care. But it'll look good, all nice and shiny. Like the bed. Painted the bed. Well, now it's got all water spots on it. I painted the bed last episode. We got all the interior pretty much done here. We got the seats and the carpet, and there's a new steering wheel, dash cap from the other one. Oh, we need to mount the spare. I don't have a jack, but I might rob the jack out of the 78 El Camino SS I just bought. We may rob that and get another one later. We're going to put a spare in the jack and try to make that look nice. Okay. Don't have the list in front of me, but okay, so I got that front end jacked up. We're going to jack up the back, put it on jack stands, take out the drive shaft first off. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm having a hell of a time getting this drive shaft out to do that front U-joint. You know, I picked it up from a junkyard. It kind of slid halfway in, and then it was jammed up, and I kept hitting it with a hammer, and it kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And I mean, I was really wailing on it to get that last inch in there to get it to line up to the rear end yoke. Now taking it off, I've been trying to come along with the little clamp, hammering it as best I can, using a rod, hammering it. I can't get that thing to budge out of there. I mean, the bottom, I've got the bottom, the back taken out, but I don't know if I can get it out or not. Running out of options. Okay, so tailgate straps came in. This one here was broken. You know, after 40, I don't know how old this car is now. What is it, 47 years old? Finally gave out. Well, we don't know when it broke. But anyway, these are the $21 from eBay shipped. Okay, we're just going to replace both of them, make them look nice. And it's just, you got to make sure you keep that little spring on there so it kind of springs back. Just a one bolt there, easy. Okay, so let me put them on. I'll be right back. Okay guys, there it is. Took about 30 seconds with an impact. For the air impact. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm gonna give up on this, trying to take this drive shaft out. I tried everything. I just pumped it full of grease. I'm pretty sure the needles are out in it. It's just loose. Needles are worn out. So I bolted it back in at the back. See, that shaft there needs to come out. I can't get it out. The only thing I could think is maybe using some torches, which I don't have. But of course, it'll melt that seal. I don't know if it'll catch the transmission fluid on fire, but it's got to come out of there somehow, and it's just not. Using a rod banging it. Use the come along thing, trying to spread it apart. Everything just jammed in there. It just must have had some old rust on it on the inside, because like I said, it slid in there about halfway. Then I had to bang it on, and then that last inch to get it in there so it would line up to the back. I really had to beat it here, beat it in the last inch, and that must have jammed it. I mean, it works, but so yeah, that U-joint's gonna blow, so it's gonna be no good for dependability. So I don't know what to do with it. I'm just gonna finish up what I can and just park it, I think. These aren't worth a whole lot. Maybe in, you know, park it for 5 years. Maybe in 5 years it'll be worth more. Okay, I mounted the spare in here with, rounded up these two things, so that's in there solid. I didn't put in a jack, but I put a little deal there to keep that from rattling around. So need a little floor jack or something. Those big long bumper jacks are too dangerous anyway. They're just a... Okay, I just got an email from someone saying they're sending me a radio and speakers. I don't know what kind. Maybe it's one that fits in here. I don't know. It's arriving tomorrow. UPS. So we'll see what happens. I showed you the other two stereos. We'll get one stereo working. I still haven't got the gauges. So we're going to get the gauges and a stereo in there. This video too. Probably a few more little things. Oh, I still got to bleed the rear brakes, but I'm fixing to get it down off the jack stands. So anyway, yeah, I got it as far as I can. If any of you got some comments on how to get that drive shaft out of there, I just don't know. Other than heating it, I thought about cutting it off there, but then you still wouldn't be able to get the end of it off, unless you were to use a puller and weld the three puller things to the shaft, and then use the center into the center shaft of the transmission and pull it out that way. That's the only two things I could think of, that and heating it up with some torches. But anyway, we'll be back on it. I need to get it out of the way because we're rolling on the 78 El Camino SS. Nikki's cat's bothering Nikki. So yeah, I need to get that over here. We need to get this up on jack stands, check underneath of it, do a whole bunch of work. So this is coming off the jack stands here, and I'll eventually just park it somewhere, and I don't know, think about it. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I want to thank John Woods for sending this stereo. It's not a CD or nothing, it's just a, I don't know, I never really used these, the little small Bluetooth things, AM, FM. Anyway, I'm not sure if I'll use it for this car. I'll check out the other two stereos I got, see if they work. He sent some speakers and some stickers. So thanks John Woods for that. I got some gauges. I ordered two. So the main thing I'm worried about is the temperature. So we're going to hook up this gauge set and the stereo in a little console type thing. Okay, so let me get on with that. This stuff here is for the 78. Kind of doing two videos at once, but I'm trying to get this one done. We can get all this stuff in, especially the water temperature being 108 degrees out every day. Well, it's going to be 105 tomorrow. We want to take it for a test drive here in a little next few days, and we don't want to overheat it. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got one of my stereos from a junk car working. Just kind of rigged it up with the battery on this car. I was just checking out the CD player. It opens up. There's the CD. And get her back on FM. Well, it was. Okay. CD. Well, anyway, guys, it works. Just trying to get it back to. Learn more about the Other Family Auto Group at otherfamilyautos.com. North Texas rocks with us. Mad Rock 102. There it goes. Going to the dental office, you feel like you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars year after year on crowns, root canals, extractions, fillings. Well, there it is. You know what? We really like to get all those bad teeth out. Okay, so I guess I'll put them in. Not sure about these speakers. Let's see if I can get some nice 6x9s. Sound a little bit louder, bassier. I'll be back. Okay, so I was inside today and I heard a boom, like a shotgun blast or something. And I came out here and I looked around. I thought maybe a tire blew or something. I'm looking around, but just now, here it is. This was that spare from the 78 El Camino. It was all split, but yeah, she blew and sounded like a shotgun. It's only second time when I lived in the Dallas area, had a mini spare out middle of summer, and we're working. It's in the driveway, and it blew right when I was out there. So anyway, just thought I'd tell you that. It's so hot that it's blowing tires. Okay guys, I'm going to show you a little bit how I'm going to do this. Okay, got all the wires ready. These are the speaker wires I pre-wired in there. They go up and over and underneath the carpet to the rear. So these are just for the rear speakers. We're not going to put in any front ones right now. This is a ground. This is straight battery, and then this is ignition power, and then we'll see if the antenna for the windshield works. If not, we'll use the one I showed you here. Okay, and then these are, you have to cut them, get them ready. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to build a box, and it's going to mount. Well, I was going to put it under here, mount it to this or this. Either way, I think this is mounted. I think this holds the vent. See here, this goes to the AC vent up here. I don't know if we can mount that to that. That's probably not very strong. Probably better to here. You can see here, there's already holes under here. Somebody's mounted something, probably a CB. Okay, I haven't got that far yet, but okay, so this is the stereo right here. I just trimmed all the edges of this stuff off. We'll get it a little bit more here. Okay, got all the wires ready. This is to battery, that's to ignition, ground. And then all we got is they're actually marked. Rear speakers, that's the ones we're going to hook up. These are for the front, we're not going to hook them up. We did put a speaker on it, we know they work. And these are all little like auxiliary amps and stuff like that. Don't know why they're taped up, but we'll just zip tie them. I kind of zip tied them there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to build a box around it, made out of this. So, and then the box is going to hit the bottom of this. So we're going to make it something like that. And then a piece there, then a piece across there like that. Make it one big box. Okay, and then, but before, well, we're going to get it all laid out, but then we're going to screw the top to inside the car first, and then we'll screw the box under the underneath part and the sides to the one that's mounted in the or actually we'll have to do the sides. Well, I'll show you how we're going to do it. When we do the sides, it's not made out of this. It's going to be made out of this. You have a piece up here. We're going to screw that to the top piece, screw that top piece to the dash, and then get the bottom piece and screw it underneath. Get it? And then after that's built and mounted, we're going to mount the gauges underneath here. Right there. Okay? So I'll show you as we go. Okay guys, I built the little box. I just screwed the top into the two sides so it can actually drop out the bottom. I can't fit it perfectly center right there. I don't want to mount it to this, it's too flimsy. This here, that's this whole, we need to mount it to this. And of course this is over, it ain't centered. So I think what we're going to do is mount it like that, and just on this edge, just enough to open this ashtray up. So something like that. Something about like that. Okay, so take this top part out. If I can do it with one hand. I kind of made these for the vents. Well, it ain't gonna vent very good, but better than nothing. Okay, she's a little tight, but I wanted it tight. Okay, it's gonna go in something like that, and then we're gonna put screws where my finger is. We're gonna put probably 4 screws in there and screw it to this. Okay, and then we'll put the stereo up in there, and then put some screws from this, from the bottom of this to this. Okay, then we'll mount the mount the gauges underneath. So I'll be back. Okay guys, there's the top part. She's in solid. 4 screws up in there, and then we can still get this ashtray out. See, I forgot to vacuum that out, but okay, so then we're just gonna put this in there and pre-drill some holes here. Pre-drill some holes here and mount it in like that. And then I'll wire it up, and then we'll put the gauges underneath there. So I'll be back. Okay, so there's the stereo in there, and then I got them screws. Just gonna put that on the bottom and screw it in there. So we got lots of room over here. So we couldn't put it flush because of the heater vent, or the blower comes out. So we couldn't push it up in there like that. It's going to be real easy to hook the wires up and get them out of the way. So there's the antenna. We'll check that antenna out. If it don't work, we're going to use the other one. Okay, so let me get that screwed on there. Be right back. Okay, there it is, nice and solid. And then we're going to mount the gauges. They'll just screw in that piece of wood there. And put it back here if you want, or wherever. And put it right about there. Maybe over towards the center more. Like that. Okay, I'm going to solder up these connections. Well, I use a little solder connections that you heat up with a heat gun. I'll show you. I'll be back. Okay guys, these are the little, you can get these off eBay. Put the 2 wires in there, and then you use a heat gun right here. Doesn't take very long, and you heat that up and the solder melts under the 2 wires, and then you heat the edges up and it seals off both edges. So yeah, I use up a lot of these ones, so I guess I need to order some more because they come in all these different sizes. Anyway, let me get the connections. I'll be back. Okay, there's all the solder connections on there. 2 rear speakers, negative, power, ignition, power. Okay, so let me tie them up out of the way and then connect 2 rear speakers. Here's the wiring here I put in earlier. Probably take this apart here, see what's in behind there. I don't think I've ever had them apart. A couple of screws, and I really rather put some 6x9s, but I don't really want to set them on the floor. We'll figure out something. I'll be back. Okay, that's what's behind the panel. Little rusty, crapped out speaker. And that's it. It's just held into there. No. Okay, let me figure out what I want to do, and I'll be back.
In 1987, these guys landed the cover of Time magazine.
Okay, guys.
It's not very often that you'd see a rock
Really
band
need to build some boxes or something for back here for them, but that's temporarily.
That actually meant something to be on the cover of a magazine because people read those things. Here's U2 where the streets have figures.
Okay, I could have made this a little bit better. Could paint this, cover it with vinyl, but for now it's there. And do something with these speakers. These are 2 brand new ones because I bought, they were just a couple of dollars more to buy 4 of these or something, I don't know. Anyway, I bought these for the Nomad, 4 of them. Then I used 2 in the door, and I was going to use these 2 in the very back, but for now, use them for this, for the El Camino. Okay, here's the covers and the stuff for them. But anyway, that's it for now. Let me work on them gauges. I think I'm just going to hook up the water. So I'll be back. Okay guys, there's the gauges. Haven't hooked this one up yet. I mounted the gauges in, made it, tilted it this way. I think it looks pretty good. And like I said, she's solid. It ain't gonna be rattling around or falling off or nothing. And I had a couple of these I got from some junk cars, so I kind of put that in there for now. I got, you know, a CD holder, drink holder. Push it back and it actually tightens up against the seat, so we're not going to put no screws or nothing in there, so it'll be good enough where it won't tip over or anything. Okay, well, got the little instructions here for the I think that's a temp gauge there, and then this is the little deal for the oil gauge or something. Anyway, I'm going to do that either now or later and do something with them speakers. So I'll be back. Okay guys, fixing to go on a test drive. So I painted all this black around here. It looks pretty good. I tried to wire up the temperature, but the sending unit's different. I just kind of wired it into the sending unit of the car, and it didn't work. So I unhooked it and put the sending unit that they give me, and heated it up, and it works. So I kind of got these wires a little bit just to see if it would work, because you had to splice into the into the ignition power and the ground of the stereo. So it's, anyway, that's just kind of temporary. I need something, I don't know, another adapter or something to make that sending unit work. But I think that's it. So we're gonna head, first time it's been on the road. I got the plate from my truck on it, so I'll be back in a minute when we're on the road. Okay guys, here we go. The carburetor's a little bit messed up till it gets warmed up. I think it's a choke or something. Oh, it sounds good now, but well, it's driving straight. Shifted through all the gears. Speedometer works. Drives surprisingly straight. Tires are not the best on it. Passing gear works. Oh, I did bleed the brakes. Over the railroad tracks surprisingly well. Nothing banging around. You know, a while back I had to fix that broken air shock. It's busted off. I just put a used air shock on it. Never did hook up the air lines. They're old. I doubt they work, but never know. It just wasn't not a full restoration on this. I'm gonna go up to the lake here and gonna go over how much I put into it, what it cost me to build it. You might be surprised, but like I said, we didn't go overboard, other than the rear brakes, the tune-up stuff, and you know, new hoses and belt stuff. Other than that, I didn't really go over a whole lot. Doesn't have a whole lot of power, you know, it's just a 2-barrel, and from what I know on the 78 El Camino, the 350 in that would have came in that. Mine's just got a 305. It was only 170 horsepower, so this one being 1 year older, probably around the same, 170 horse. Really needs to have headers and have headers and a 4-barrel, and you know, maybe a cam or something, and over there. Anybody over? People already here camping, but not allowed to camp here, but people do. Homeless people try to live out here, but there's supposed to be a park ranger that comes by and tells them to get out. Some big dips and stuff in here, so it's gonna bottom out. It's gonna bottom out here. I'm surprised it's not banging around front end or nothing. Surprised that the water isn't out farther than it. Okay. Yeah, we haven't had no rain here in a long time, and usually the water goes way out. You could actually drive all the way around. Okay, so anyway, we'll go over what I got in it. Okay, I paid $1,400 for it. First batch of new parts was the brake drum, shoe, cylinders, hardware, and then the belt moldings. These door belt moldings, I bought them because it was all from Rock Auto, $235. Then I needed brake adjusters, 46, used drive shaft, which we went over $35, a Napa U-joint, and the bolts for the back, 28. Okay, and then the second batch of parts was from AutoZone, tune-up, plugs, wires, distributor cap, oil change, stuff like that, 180. 2 cans of bed liner that I used on the floor, 25. Steering wheel and the tail light were donated, so thanks for that. The door and the roof rail weather stripping. So this stripping here, and this stripping here on both sides was $202. 2 signal sockets, $20. I didn't add anything for the battery. The insert side moldings, $94. Had the side moldings, but not the inserts, so I had to buy them. Carpet, $169. Then the last batch, fan belts, radiator and heater hoses, clamps, sealer, wiper blades, and valve cover gaskets, $132. Okay, then the gauges I just bought, 26. I didn't add some stuff like the orange engine paint to do the valve covers and the antifreeze. I already had that. Same with the stereo and speakers. Same with the paint and stuff that I painted the inside of the bed with. And then whenever I buffed it, the buffing materials. So total of $2,642. That includes the $1,400 buying it. So not bad. So you can do it, guys. You can get a hot rod running and driving for $2,642. Now, what does it still need? The drive shaft thing we went over. The tires are not very good on it. They're not bad tread, but they're all weather cracked. I know for a fact 2 of the tires are over 10 years old. And then the heat and AC vacuum lines that the rats ate up. And then the leak in the cowl, which I got some ideas on that. So anyway, guys, I think that's about it. We're gonna park it for a while. I don't know if I'm gonna do any more work to it or not, but not soon. Maybe later on. See if we can fix that drive shaft, U-joint, fix the cowl leak. I just got duct tape over it right now. Might buy some speaker boxes, you know, little stuff like that. So, well, the drive shaft problem is not a little problem, but you know what I mean. So anyway, guys, I think that's about it. I don't know if you could hear that U-joint, but do that. Yeah, who knows when that U-joint's gonna let go, but anyway, it's not tagged or insured, so it's not like I'm gonna be driving it. I'm just gonna park it. And if any of y'all interested in it, I'll sell it, but it ain't gonna be cheap. There's not very many of these left, and the ones that are left are probably all been rusted and bondoed up and stuff like that. So this is pretty original. Got some old gas in it too. I think it's in second. There we go. Transmission works good. Okay, so guys, I think that's about it. Subscribe if you haven't. Bottom right hand corner of the screen, just click that. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Like, comment, share, all that stuff. And we'll see y'all next video. We'll be back on that 78 Super Sport. We're going all the way on that one. You know, not like it's going to be a little bit different than this one. We're going to be doing the paint body. We're going to be new everything, you know, new shocks and brakes and whatever it needs to bring her back to its former glory. Already got, well, you've already seen it by now, the new tires. We're just gonna go all the way with it. So follow me along on that one, and we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching.